The spaceship was cold, metallic, a prison in the vast emptiness of space. My name is Jax. This was not my home. I had to escape. The airlock hissed. My heart pounded. One chance. I leapt into the darkness. Stars blurred as I tumbled. My stomach lurched. Freedom had a price, but at least it was mine. Sharp pain ripped through my leg. I gasped. Something had me. A void wasp, its stinger pulsing, buzzed near. Its eyes glowed an eerie green. My blood ran cold. This was bad. Very bad. I kicked out, but the damage was done. The poison burned. My vision swam. This could be the end. A light cut through the darkness. A ship. Hope surged, fragile and bright. The light grew closer. A girl, her face kind, looked down at me. Her eyes were wide with concern. "Don't worry," she said, her voice soft. "I've got you." She gently lifted me. I clung to consciousness, to hope, to her. Her ship was small, but warm. She worked quickly, her hands sure as she treated the wound. "What's your name?" I croaked, my voice dry. "I'm Luna," she smiled. "Don't worry, you're safe now." Her touch was gentle, her presence calming. The pain subsided, replaced by a weariness that pulled at me. I drifted off to the hum of the ship and the soft glow of distant stars. Section 5. A shared meal, a fragile hope. When I woke, the smell of something delicious filled the air. It was a scent that transported me back to simpler times, times when a meal was more than just sustenance, but a moment of connection and comfort. The aroma was rich and inviting, a stark contrast to the sterile, metallic environment I'd grown accustomed to. Luna sat across from me, a warm smile on her face. Her presence was a beacon of warmth in the cold, unfeeling world we inhabited. She had a way of making even the most desolate places feel like home. Her eyes sparkled with a kindness that was rare in these times, a kindness that made me feel seen and valued. "Hungry?" she asked, offering me a bowl of steaming stew. The bowl was simple, yet it held a promise of nourishment and care. The steam rose in gentle tendrils, carrying with it the scent of herbs and spices that hinted at a world beyond our current struggles. "Starving," I admitted, taking a grateful sip. The first taste was a revelation, a burst of flavor that awakened my senses. It was more than just food. It was a reminder of what it meant to be human, to experience joy and satisfaction in the simplest of things. It was the best thing I had tasted in years. Each spoonful was a journey, a moment of respite from the harsh realities that surrounded us. The stew was hearty and rich, a testament to Luna's skill and care. It was a meal that spoke of hope and resilience, of the small comforts that could sustain us through the darkest times. We ate in comfortable silence. The silence was not empty, but filled with unspoken understanding and shared history. It was a silence that spoke of trust and companionship, of the bond that had formed between us in the face of adversity. Each bite was a silent affirmation of our shared journey, a moment of peace in a world that offered so little of it. For the first time in a long time, I felt safe. The walls that had once felt like a prison now seemed like a sanctuary. The fear that had been my constant companion began to fade, replaced by a sense of security and belonging. It was a fragile feeling, but it was real, and it gave me the strength to face whatever lay ahead. Hope, once a flicker, began to burn brighter. It was a fragile hope, easily extinguished by the harsh realities of our world. But in that moment, it was enough. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times, there could be moments of light and warmth. It was a hope that we could hold on to, a hope that could guide us through the challenges to come. As we finished our meal, I looked at Luna and saw the same hope reflected in her eyes. Together we could face whatever the future held, with the strength of our shared bond and the fragile hope that sustained us. Section 6. Whispers of the Galaxy. As I regained my strength, Luna told me about her life, her travels through the stars. She spoke of distant galaxies, of planets with rings of ice and fire, and of moons that glowed with an ethereal light. Her voice was like a soothing melody, each word painting a vivid picture of the cosmos. I could almost see the shimmering trails of stardust she described, feel the cold vacuum of space, and hear the silent whispers of the galaxy. Her stories were filled with wonder and adventure. She recounted tales of encounters with alien civilizations, some friendly and others hostile. There were moments of peril where she narrowly escaped the gravitational pull of a black hole, and times of awe when she witnessed the birth of a star. Each story was a testament to her courage and curiosity, her unyielding spirit in the face of the unknown. I listened, captivated, sharing my own story in return. I spoke of my home planet, of the lush forests and towering mountains, of the rivers that sparkled under the twin suns. I told her about my journey, the challenges I faced, and the lessons I learned. As I spoke, I felt a connection forming between us, a bond forged in the shared experience of exploration and discovery. The darkness of my past seemed less heavy with each word I spoke. The memories that once haunted me now felt like distant echoes, their power diminished by the light of our conversation. Luna's presence was like a beacon, guiding me through the shadows of my mind, helping me find my way back to the light. We talked for hours, sharing dreams and fears, finding solace in each other's company. We spoke of our hopes for the future, of the places we wanted to visit and the things we wanted to learn. We confided in each other our deepest fears, the things that kept us awake at night. In those moments, we were not just two travelers in the vast expanse of space, but kindred spirits, united by our shared quest for knowledge and understanding. The vastness of space felt a little less lonely. The stars that once seemed so distant now felt like familiar friends, their light a comforting presence in the darkness. As we gazed at the Milky Way, I realized that the universe was not just a cold, empty void, but a place filled with stories and connections, with whispers of the galaxy that spoke to the very essence of our being. Days turned into weeks. My leg healed, and with it a part of me I thought was lost forever. Luna's kindness knew no bounds. One morning, as the stars outside faded, giving way to the soft glow of dawn, I knew I couldn't stay hidden forever. "I need to leave," I said, my voice heavy with the weight of the decision. Luna looked at me, her eyes filled with understanding. "I know," she said softly, "and I'll help you." Relief washed over me. I wasn't alone. We spent the next few days planning, charting a course through the stars. With each passing hour, the future seemed a little less daunting, a little brighter. There was a whole universe out there, full of possibilities. The day of my departure arrived too soon. Standing at the airlock, I turned to Luna, my heart filled with gratitude. "Thank you," I whispered, my voice thick with emotion, "for everything." "Go," she said, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "Live your life, Jax, and never stop reaching for the stars." I stepped into the airlock, the cold metal beneath my feet, a stark reminder of the journey I was about to undertake. The airlock was a threshold, a boundary between the known and the unknown, between the past and the future. The hiss of escaping air, a bittersweet symphony, a melody that signaled both an end and a beginning. Each breath of air that escaped was a whisper of the life I was leaving behind, a life filled with memories, both good and bad. As the door closed behind me, sealing me off from the world I once knew, I felt a mix of emotions. There was a sense of loss, a pang of sorrow for the familiar faces and places I was leaving behind, but there was also a spark of excitement, a flicker of hope for the new adventures that awaited me. I knew I was leaving a part of myself behind. The person I had been, shaped by the trials and tribulations of my past, would remain on the other side of that door. But I was also stepping into a new version of myself, one that was ready to embrace the unknown. But I was also taking something with me: hope, friendship. These intangible treasures were my companions on this journey. They were the light that would guide me through the darkest of times, the strength that would carry me forward when I felt like giving up, and the memory of a girl named Luna, whose smile had been a beacon of light in my darkest hours. Luna had shown me that even in the bleakest of times there was always a glimmer of hope, a reason to keep going, who had shown me kindness in the face of darkness. Her acts of kindness had been small, but they had made a world of difference. They had reminded me that even in a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, there was still room for compassion and humanity. My escape from Steel Star had been terrifying, a harrowing journey filled with danger and uncertainty. Every moment had been a test of my resolve, a challenge to my courage. But it had also been a journey of discovery, a path that had led me to new horizons. But it had led me to something extraordinary. The vast expanse of the galaxy stretched out before me, filled with endless possibilities. Each star was a new opportunity, each planet a new adventure waiting to be explored. It was not an end, but a beginning, a new chapter in my life, filled with promise and potential. As I looked out at the new horizon, I felt a sense of peace. I was ready to embrace whatever came next, to face the challenges and seize the opportunities that lay ahead. This was my journey, my adventure, and I was ready to begin.